Bonjour. My name's Onyx on Dicks.
My name is Franco. Is anyone ever gonna love me?
Is anybody gonna love me? Not me, because this room's hot as fuck, and it's your fault for putting a space here in here. Everyone, we have another amazing fucking special guest, all the way from the Boulet Brothers Dragula season 666, top. Ooh, we'll get to that later. Right. Top 4. But whatever. Make some noise all the way from Rockford, Illinois, Auntie Heroine!
Hello! It's me!
Oh my goodness.
Auntie Heroine.
Diva. Thank you for being here on Gila Celebrities.
Thank you for kidnapping me and forcing me to do this.
Yeah. And we turned the space heater on, thawing you out still.
Yeah.
So on this podcast,
That about settles it.
We've actually arranged some segments for the very first time. You are our first guest where we decided to try to organize our thoughts a little bit.
That doesn't seem on brand.
No, it's not. Well, I've heard it's important to have a brand.
Next.
So first things first. Where the fuck is Rockford, Illinois?
Rockford, Illinois. We are right on the border of Wisconsin. We are 50 minutes south of Madison. That's right. We're closer to Madison than Chicago. So these fucking cunts. I can say cunt.
You
right?
sure can. Please. We prefer it if you did.
Mandatory. Okay. Plural is okay as well? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, we're up there. We are in the Rock River Valley.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I love that place.
Midwest. I haven't been to the Midwest as much as I'd like.
I've never been there, period.
You never been to the Midwest?
I've barely been in this country.
Right. And our second segment.
Well, we don't have to rush through the segments. You're too excited.
I am too excited.
Wait,
I am so excited.
That was a segment?
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
Take the reins.
Anyway. I'm just very excited you're here because I think you're an amazing drag queen. I really do.
Thank you.
And you know what I like? We talked about this before. Not a lot of bitches be doing drag anymore.
Thank you.
That's what I'm fucking talking about. Oh my God.
About that.
And recently on a TV program, Boulet Brothers Dragula season 666.
Never heard of it.
It's okay. There was a discussion brought up, not to just jump into things.
This is a segment?
This is actually a segment.
Is this the 7th segment?
This is the 7th segment. Similar to the layers of hell, they get worse.
I'm just going to put that there.
Please.
Our dear sister Pie, rest in peace, claimed to...
Marie Callender could never.
She's half baked. Put her back in. Claimed to have been one of the best makeup artists and costume designers on Dragula. I'm not saying that they're not.
It sounds like I'm not. That they're not.
No, they claim to be one of the best.
I'm just kidding.
But in your opinion, who would one of the best ones be?
Well, that's hard to say because makeup artist and designer together. I mean, that's. I feel like there are some.
That's true.
There are some that are the best makeup artists, and then there are some that are the best designers.
Yeah.
I would say, as a whole, and considering life outside of Dragula, I think Pi could make the claim as one of the best designers because she does a lot of shit, really amazing shit outside of Dragula, and she really proved herself on the season.
Yeah.
I thought there was some impeccable things, and it wasn't just like, because I think some artists go to the realm of sculptural, which is it's still a design, you're still wearing it, but... there's a fine line, but I think that she is an incredible, whatever you call it, the fabric. But makeup artist, I mean, there's Victoria Elizabeth Black, and I mean, come on. Really, you're gonna make that statement?
Universal Studios.
Bitch. So, I mean, I think she could be up there in the top 40, but
she's definitely if you cut the entire every franchise in half, she's definitely in the upper half.
Yeah. I think so. She is the upper echelon.
Yeah. She said that, and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it's not the first delusional thing we heard her say.
Diva. But she
stands firm in the idea that being delusional gets you places. And that honestly has worked for Pi, as we can see.
Well, yeah, when you're delusional about where you're going, you get a lot of places. You could sit in your fucking living room and be like, hello, Tokyo! Like, bitch.
We're delusional enough to say this is a podcast that, meanwhile, it's an oven and a heater.
That's true, it is. But that is true. You do, and I do agree, to be good at drag, you do have to be delusional a little bit. Whether that's self-confidence or just, like, believing in yourself.
Well, and I think there's the two types of delusional. There's the delusional where you think you're good, and there's the delusional where you think you're bad. And I think it's important to have a nice mix of both of them. Because you can't just be, like, that keeps you humble.
Yeah.
You know, if you're just like, oh, really? You think I'm that good? Really? Like, I think it's important if you're still a little bit surprised that people absolutely gag for you. Because when you're just like, yeah, I know. Which is, of course, a character I play up a lot of like, oh, yes, I know. But I'm like, I don't really feel that way. There's a lot of times I'm like, really? You like me? Because, bitch, I took one look at the mirror and I said, cunt.
Period.
And the mirror said, you're right.
I was like, oh, I'm rotted.
It is so true, though. There's a delusion that you're bad as well.
Yes.
Like, and that's keeping yourself humble, keeping yourself in check. Live, laugh, learning.
I love the alliteration. Mm-hmm. You little... You can join in at any point.
Liquor. Remember? Liquor, I hardly know her.
Orbit.
Period.
Orbits.
It was Orbit?
It was Orbits. Orbit. I remember I'd eat the orange Orbits in middle school. That was so popular back then.
Was so
what the hell is an Orbit?
It's a gum. They had Orbit those gum. Stupid...
Oh! Don't act stupid. Don't act
like plant liquor.
Yeah. Oh, like dirty mouth.
Yeah, it's clean it out.
I think like Orbeez, those little balls you put in water. Well, I was like, you ate those.
I have a feeling that you ate those before this interview.
I was like, they're coming out of your skin right now.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Bursting. But when we were on the phone... Was it yesterday I was at Trader Joe's? They're all blending together.
Yeah, you were at Trader Joe's.
And you're talking about...
I love Joe.
I love Joe. We're having him on the pod next week. But we were talking about invalidating people.
Trade of season.
That was good.
Shut the fuck up!
Gagged us in our mid-sentence gags. We're talking about invalidating people's feelings. And we're sometimes... You need someone in your life to invalidate your delusional feelings.
Yeah, that's so true.
If you're genuinely struggling and you're in tears, we're not going to be the people to be like, no, babe, like, you do suck. Like, blah, blah. But, no, but sometimes when people are just kind of going on, as a friend, you need to kind of bring your people down.
Check your friends.
Friends where it's like, oh, I'm terrible at this, that, the third. And if your immediate response to, like, trying to be supportive is like, you're invalidating my feelings, it's like, well, then it just makes me think maybe you just revel in not being happy. So anyway, welcome to the pod.
This is really a dull one. Like, kind of sad.
No. Like, we're having to like, do you ever feel depressed?
I don't know, sometimes it just
Entropy is all around.
Yes, it's all around us.
Oh, God.
That's just, like, how I feel.
So no, that's choose to sit in these because this is like, what the fuck am I doing? Right
Isn't
now?
it? This whole podcast is an extermination. This whole. End it there. Thank you so much.
Let's edit a picture of
Joey's hole. Pie's hole. Oh my god.
That. Did you agree that there wasn't enough mush and goo in there?
You mean cum?
Sure. Is that what it was?
No, I thought it was perfect. They showed the one little slime. They got a nice, good gloop of cummy hole. And I thought it was perfect.
I love when it's a performance challenge, especially on Dragula. Like, people, like, Yuri did that little somersault. And I'm not to take away from Yuri's win. They acted like this bitch did like a trapeze act and like blew fire at the end. Like,
and they
showed see what she did.
And they showed it 4 fucking times.
It was the same one.
Like, and then I think they did like different filters on it. Like, ooh, look at this one.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that was the somersault. She hit her head on the floor, and she got a concussion.
She lived?
That is crazy.
I mean, I don't think she knew it was a concussion, but she was like not feeling well afterwards.
That's why she's on stage going, I don't know who should go out.
Yeah, right.
But she don't know where I am.
Yeah, that only happened once on the whole season. No, I mean, I was just like, damn. We were all like, because we don't get to see the performances. We're like, damn, I can't wait to. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but if Jaharia was in that challenge,
bitch,
she would have fucking ate that shit. She would have taken that somersault and she would have went, boop. She would have catched, the this way, that way, and
a leg too,
and a leg.
She would have been driven the car. The car would have started. She would have drove away with the win.
Yeah, I think she would have. I originally was going to have a leg fall off as well. I was gonna have my leg like kind of tucked up and have like extra big padding.
Oh, bitch.
But I figured it would fall asleep and maybe fall off. Literally, I thought something bad would happen because we're sitting around for so long.
Yeah.
So I decided to cut that.
That's what happened in season 5, episode 1, when I had the puppet gag.
Okay.
My arm was in the sleeve with the puppet over it for like this for so long, to the point though where I did the puppet reveal. It was like,
and they were like, we don't know who you are.
Right. And if you saw it, they're like, you were shaking. I was like, I just haven't felt blood in my arm for 4 hours. But yeah, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah.
But I'm over it.
Yep. She's over it.
I'm over it. I did like that anytime there's like a Franken thing, I even felt this way with wait, that's a different thing. I'm glad your arm fell off, is what I'm trying to say. I'm glad that with that prompt, someone actually had an appendage come off.
I'm just glad you're coherent right now.
So I did get for the viewers of the pod, I got my whole body laser hair removal, which could be an extermination challenge. Have you ever had laser hair? Removal.
No,
have you ever had laser hair?
No, it doesn't look like you have either with that 5 o'clock shadow.
No, it's pretty bad right now because the hairs, they zap them and then they fall out. But it is the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life, getting my face done.
And you do pain for a living.
For a living.
Yeah.
And like people...
Like you walk on stage, everyone's in pain.
It's true. It is. But literally, like getting my head tattooed was like nothing compared to it.
Jeez.
And like the needle stuff to the neck, nothing.
Really?
Laser is like...
Because when I got the back of my head done, that was probably the most excruciating
That
thing.
was pretty bad.
Horrible.
The front was kind of nice, so I feel like a little someone giving you a little...
Just a little... I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
But it was pretty bad. What's the worst pain you've ever felt?
Probably what I just said was the worst pain I ever felt.
I don't know.
Remember when they said the worst pain I've ever felt?
Dislocated your knee or something.
No. I think okay. So when I got my doubles pierced, I stretched them up from like a 2 gauge an 8 gauge. So I stretched them up, and I think I got to like 00, and then they started developing keloids. So I got them punched out. And they numb your ears for that. You have to go to the dermatologist. And they're like, we'll just sew them up. I'm like, no, I want to put jewelry in them.
Yeah.
So they stitched them so that a hole would still be there. And I think after that faded and I really hit the pain, it was so bad because like your ears, they're like right there, your head, the blood and all that bullshit.
So they just like hole punched the whole
like
thing.
A big hole.
The keloid and everything. But I tell you what, a month later it was all healed and I was able to stretch up again, and now this is a ½ inch.
Nice.
I love that you have the double gauges. I think it looks so pussy.
That.
Yeah. One of them fell down the drain, so this is a step lower, but I ordered more.
Okay. Thank God.
Yeah, I know.
My ears are like closed now. I had them to like, I think like a ½ inch. No. 5/8.
Oh,
I don't remember the numbers, but I was like,
you know what we call that?
What do we call
Poser.
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't want to go past the point of no return, because that's what they said. They said like 00 is past the point.
Like, I might want to get a receptionist job one
Bitch,
day.
You're like, I might want to work home. I might want to work from home.
And I do. No, I definitely went past 00. They were like the size of like a quarter. I don't remember.
You know what you could always do though, if you ever do decide to stretch up and you get one of those corporate jobs, Christmas is always in. The heteros love Christmas, right?
They do.
So you just get some bows and just... What are they going to do?
What are they going to do?
Because if they say no, you're going to say, Jesus.
Clock that.
Jesus said so.
Jesus was pierced.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
Oh,
yeah.
He was pierced, honey.
I know we call it the Prince Albert now, but it was called the Jesus Christ.
Okay. And there
Father,
it is.
Son, and Holy Spirit.
Oh
God.
Hole.
Without failure, Jesus Christ is mentioned in every single episode.
Well, he's like I think he is arguably the most famous person to ever live.
Beyonce.
Beyonce
Michael Jackson.
Must be. Oh, that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go to the real shit.
Well, there's real stuff. Wait a minute. Can you click? Can you do the click? Oh my God. Can you do it?
Let me get this saliva.
It's gonna be terrible. Oh
my God.
That
That shattered the windows.
One. Yeah.
Can you do it?
So I can't do it, but I found my own way of doing it. You ready for this?
Well, that's a better noise. I like that noise.
Do you like
more.
that?
Wait, what is that?
I
Walk us through it.
I suck in my bottom lip against my top teeth. Yeah.
I like that one so much more.
And what you can do, you can go.
Wait, that's so fucking funny.
Because I can't do the. I don't know.
Yours is nice.
I don't know why it is.
That is very.
That's a good one.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
can finally compliment you. That is a good one. I love that.
But
yeah, I like it. It's a little bit. And sometimes you got, and you don't want, because you look like. A slack-jawed yokel when you do that. So it's just like you kind of have to. you have to hide that. You have to hide it.
Not that.
So you just let up.
That is so
tickled
cunty.
pink.
I love that.
You know what it sounds exactly like when you pop
like
open the mini M&Ms?
Oh my God, the mini
it
M&Ms.
does.
You know what that reminds me of? Go-Gurt.
Oh
my God. Go-Gurt.
Let me
That
sit
is
up.
a drag.
Now we're getting
Go-Gurt.
real. We need to get up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. Go-Gurt.
Go-Gurt.
She goes.
She's on season 7.
There's our promo clip. Perfect. But
I'm really.
it's just not working.
I got my teeth rearranged, so it's probably. Oh, that's tough.
You just look like you're on.
I look like what you say, a slack-jawed
yokel.
I look like a slack-jawed yokel. Yokel. Slack-jawed yokel.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be using that.
By which I mean you look like you have a meth addiction.
Oh.
It's the no
Philly.
Welcome. Yeah.
But seriously, if you do have an addiction, we are here for you.
Please call this number if you're
the number is
struggling
on
with
the
substance
screen.
abuse.
It's a number.
And if you're looking for a good time, this is Onyx's number.
5086. Ooh. Let's say
555. 7.
Wow. So we do actually have a real segment that we do.
Oh,
We've done about 10.
I think I have to get.
So you take this question however your heart
Oh,
takes
right.
it.
This is actually a real one.
Oh, it
Right,
is.
that was What is that? Oh,
I'm going to send a text.
They're not going to pick up my fan, are they?
No.
Oh,
not
no,
getting
no.
it. We
Good, because it's so fucking hot in here.
It's really hot.
It actually
I'm
is
so
really-
sorry. I turned the air on, guys. I don't know what's going on.
She's only wearing that hat because her hair is butt ugly.
Actually, literally, I said that to you when you came in.
Yeah, I was like,
was
your
like-
hair's
I-
butt
I was
ugly.
like,
And I'm
my hair-
clairvoyant, so I heard it as well.
Period.
Uh-huh.
I was in the
I just
Uber,
need
and
a
I was like,
haircut.
Like, I bet that
ugly hair.
guest host is
Back.
terrible looking.
I was on the Ouija board. Like, tell
Honestly,
is it ugly hair? Okay.
the Ouija spirits don't even want to come to the
Goodbye.
apartment. I can tell you that now. But anyway,
Okay, this seriousness
Anti-heroine?
now.
Or you can-
you took my full name.
Yeah.
Anti-heroine.
Anti-heroine.
Okay.
Are you content with your choices?
Am I content with my choices? That's the question?
Yeah.
What the hell does that even mean?
We ask everyone.
does the question mean?
Whatever it means to you.
Yes, I am content with my questions as much as a human can possibly be content with their with their choices. I think I live pretty authentically. I definitely make mistakes like everybody does. I don't think although we do as humans, we will reflect on our shit. We have regrets and all that shit. But I firmly believe that regrets are futile. I think mistakes are just lessons learned, and you have to fuck up and fail a million times before you get it right. And honestly, anytime something does go wrong, it's happening for a reason. So, even the worst, they say the silver lining or whatever heteros say, but like, even when shit hits the fan, it's there for a reason. I mean, Dragula for you. I mean, I only imagine. No, but real talk. Yeah. I don't really have regrets. I'm content in my choices. It's life, you know.
Yeah.
You can't really. I think as a kid, and this has stemmed into me when I'm an adult. I don't know if you ever get this, where it's like something goes wrong. You have something happens where it's just like your heart falls into your stomach, and you're just like, oh my god. And like the first thing for me is like, this isn't real. I can, this is a dream. I can go back. Let me rewind. And that was always a thing when I was a kid. I was like, I just need to manifest, the magic. And, and then I'm like, no, this is reality. And, I still get that knee-jerk reaction. But ultimately, you just kind of have to take it, own it. And if it's a mistake, that just means you're human.
Wonderful.
Bitch,
that's good.
Write that
that's
down.
A good answer.
Write that shit down, kids. That was good.
You said that it gets better.
Yes.
That was bad.
Believe it or not, although I am a cunt.
That's fine.
You're very smart, though.
Yeah. Thank you.
And you're well spoken.
I appreciate that.
You don't seem like a malicious cunt. You seem like the good kind.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly. We've known you for 30 minutes.
No, but
long time I've known you.
That's what this shit is about, Like we can him and haw in the dressing room and be fucking bitches to each other, but like at the end of the day, we're fucking family, we're community, and I don't know. That's what this shit's about.
Well, and I also think it's like drag. At the end of the day, it's like we really are just playing dress up.
That's
like
all
I'm like all we're doing is just playing the highest grade of dress up. Is all we're doing.
I remember as a kid. I know we're taking it back so many times. Childhood. I would create my own Halloween costumes. I'd just like go through all of the stuff and be like, ooh, and I don't know. I just would make up these motherfuckers. And I remember coming up with some stupid fucking wizard thing. I had a name and everything and could do powers. And my mom was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I love it. And I would just go around the house doing it. And then I'm like, this is my Halloween costume. And then she was like, but what is it? Did we miss it?
Don't use. Oh no, it's still going. Yeah, it's still going.
Okay, it's a fan, isn't it? Anyways, let me start that over. Whatever we were talking about reminded me as when I was a kid.
I'm so excited to hear this.
I dress up and I don't even fucking care about this story anymore. No, I dress up. I made up my own fucking shit. Blah blah blah. But I remember my mom being like, "Oh, this is so cool," and then she was like, but what are the other kids gonna say? Like, what are you going to? No. She was protecting me. Okay. She was,
Yeah.
And she was just like, well, what are the other kids gonna say? Like, you have to have something to say to them. And I remember, I'm like, okay, I guess I'll be Batman or whatever. But I've been doing this shit since I was a child, just making shit up. I feel like Auntie Heroine, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, their drag is just like, this is what I've always wanted to be. Maybe not always in real life, but this has always been the fantasy. I want to create my own character, and that's what's so special about drag. And
it's like a character that's always been in your brain, in different shapes, came out in different ways, whereas through various other art forms. And like for you,
Just a delicate little baby.
Like I remember because I was in a band for a while. It's an emo band, and
what was it called?
Oh,
I love that name. That's a really good name. Like that's the name.
I'm not gonna say it on here just because I'm afraid they're going to.
You should have heard.
They're gonna be. There's videos of it. And not that it's bad. Not bad. We were on Warped Tour, the local 9 a.m. slot.
Hey.
But we still made it.
Hey.
We still made it. But like, I stopped doing I got kicked out of one of the bands because I used to dress up too much.
Really?
And they're like, we feel like you're focused on the look more than the music. And I was like, you know what?
Maybe I am.
I love that. I sounded amazing though, because I always do. But
well,
yeah. Now, are you content with your choices?
No.
Yeah.
I just no. I'm really not. I'm content with like my overall life choices to get me to where I am. But recent choices, no. I'm in no position to be like, yes, good job.
Why?
Because every bad habit I have, I'm just like, let me do that over and over again. And
how old are you?
I'm 29.
29?
Yeah.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 84 years old. I'm gonna be 33.
Okay.
In like
a
little chunk of time.
Drag queens really. You could have said any number, and I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense.
You know.
Yeah, any number would have made
any
sense
number.
for me. Thank you.
Any number.
But any number, like any number.
So 50.
50,
like
but if you're like
Yeah, we
13,
have, like,
I'd be
a
like,
good
that's crazy.
range,
You got
though.
into that show, but like, that's amazing.
So you're not happy with your decisions recently?
Yeah. I'm not.
Okay. Do you go to therapy?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you do.
I go to a psychiatrist.
Oh.
Okay.
But, no, I'm just like, you get into the slump and you're just like, nothing matters.
Well, you know,
I'm just going to overindulge and do whatever I want with no consequence. But there is consequence.
there is consequence.
That's that, yeah.
And I think everybody kind of goes through that shit. You have to kind of like jump and just see what happens before you get your shit together. And honestly, I don't think anybody truly gets their shit together. It's always moving and changing throughout time. Anytime you think like, oh yeah, I am in the peak of my fitness or whatever the you know, it's like, and then it's just like you're gonna look back at that and be like, no, I wasn't.
Yeah. And you
So,
you also gotta remember, it's like, you know, it's been worse.
It has been worse.
And like I feel like your problems now are smaller than you know than bigger problems.
The
that
things
have
I've
happened in
been
life.
through.
The things you've been through, which I like look back at things like when I think like immediate choices, like, oh, I'm mad I didn't put flyers up last week instead of this week. It's like that's not really a real problem. Like where in life, you know, sometimes I've had real problems.
Okay. I love when this becomes a therapy podcast. It's one of my favorite.
Well, that's why you invited me, right?
Please help me, Auntie Heroine.
I can't. You're doomed.
Because
we talked about being delusional. I'm going to tell you right now. There is no hope. There is no hope for you. I think just go off the deep end.
Okay. I'll see you
because
guys.
and
The
like
window's
not
open,
to
so I'm
spill
gone.
your tea, but your bad habits are like you're snacking too late at night.
That's not what. Don't invalidate my problems.
It's like you're like, I can't put down the Dunkaroos. Like,
No, I think that's real.
it
because
is real.
I have a
Which
fucking
makes you not feel
problem.
good because like eating that much sugar and
Listen,
stuff.
my
just probably doesn't make you
psychiatrist
feel
told me
good.
I need to see a therapist for my eating problems. So invalidate
And you have
that.
insurance in which you could do that.
I could, yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that don't.
It's true, but I worked very hard to get a job.
You did.
To get that.
Wow.
So yeah.
Because then there was, you know, think about you last year.
Me last year. That's the thing.
Unemployed, broke as hell, ugly.
I've been through
ugly.
the ringer.
Yeah.
Ugly was a big.
We haven't come back from that.
We
yet.
haven't. No, but you know what? Yeah, it's just like, you know, I got all the things I wanted. I'm like, oh, I have my degree and my job, and like my family isn't ashamed of me. But now I'm like, oh damn, I have to like live the rest of my life now.
Yeah, I think what they don't teach you in school is that you know, degrees don't mean fuck shit.
Jack dick.
It doesn't mean anything.
Did you go to college?
I did go to college. I
get a
went for
degree?
6 years.
Oh, for real?
Do you have what's your degree in?
I have a BFA in ceramics and sculpture.
Of course you do.
You better work. Yeah.
I was the most outgoing art student there.
I wish there was a pottery
That's a bold
challenge on
claim.
Dragula.
I know. I would have failed.
Do you still indulge in that?
Gray would win.
Fucking cunt. I love doing sculpture. I still do a lot of that shit. It just, I think when I was in school, I got really burned out from like the art world, the gallery setting. It's so caustic and exclusionary and elitist. And I was like, I wanted to make a difference in the world, in community. And I eventually, like my last year of school, I kind of just said, fuck it. And I started just going out to the streets and going out and meeting people where they were, because I just, you know, I looking at sociology and you know, the art world and any sort of academic shit, it's all it's impenetrable. Grad students can barely read this shit, and it's like, what are we supposed to? Why are you doing this to change the world? Whose world are you changing? Like, then it needs to be regurgitated by professors, regurgitated by grad students, and eventually 5 years later, it trickles down to some YouTuber who can put it in a nutshell for people to actually help them understand.
Not even a YouTube video, a YouTube short.
Exactly, and then and then it can start to make a difference in the world. But by that time, it's like, what is this, J.C. Penney? 5 years down the line, we're finally wearing the fashion. I hate that shit. So it's like, I wanted to make more of a difference, and I felt like that's when I started doing drag, and I feel like drag was the most direct way to impact a community. You're actually making a difference. You can see it happen, and you're not spending 7 weeks creating a sculpture for 2 old guys to look at and be like, pip, pip. I love that it can be in film and photos and stuff, but honestly, it's like, especially when I have people in my shows, I'm like, just put your phones down. Drag is not meant to be videoed or filmed, any photos. It just doesn't capture the magic. It's all about the in-person experience. I remember watching a performance of Denali in Chicago before she got on Drag Race, and she did this incredible thing. She did her chandelier look before it was the chandelier look, and there was a spotlight on her, and she was doing kind of like a snow globe kind of like effect, and they had glitter and snow, and it was so magical. It was so magical to watch. It was like it hit everybody right in the cockles of their heart. Right in their heart. And but then I remember seeing somebody holding a video in front of me, and I was watching it. It didn't capture any of the details. And I watched it later. I'm like, it's just a bitch in a chandelier spinning. But in person, it was
transcendent.
And in person, you don't, like, that's where you get to go like, thank you for coming, honey. I'm so glad you're here. You smell great. I love that perfume.
Well, someone said it once, like, videotaping drag is sometimes like trying to take a picture of the moon, where like you get it and you're like, you look at it later, you're like, I
fucking hate that shit.
It's meant for in person, it's meant for live, and I do like. There is just something about, like, it's the experience, the sights, the smells. Like, you got to...
maybe not the smells.
Well, maybe not the smells, but...
Oh, no, I am all about the 5 senses, mama. Okay. I always have really nice perfume. Anybody that's been to my shows, they know when I walk by, it's like... Ooh.
See, Philly is very different.
Well, not when you come to my events, honey. Chanel Blue.
Depends who you're booking at those events.
Oh.
Yeah, there are some stinky ass queens.
There really are.
Ain't nothing wrong if you are at like a leather bar, but anywhere else, mama, you put some fucking deodorant on. I'm sorry.
They got it at Five Below.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we were talking about that because art school. Yes.
You went to college.
I went to college. See? Oh my God. I don't think I'd do it again.
And it's so the money is
it's
like
ridiculous.
It doesn't guarantee anything. Like I have got a master's in like literally
in what?
In music, art, and education.
Wow.
So unless I wanted to like teach full time at a Philly public school, which Philly is like some of the worst public schools in the country, there's just no like and get paid less than honestly what I do now.
Yeah.
So it's like. Okay, good thing I spent all that money and went to school for 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trade the experience. That's just that we all have incredible experiences, and that's where I started doing drag. And I don't know, maybe I wouldn't be in the same place if it weren't for that. But if I got to live life again, no fucking way in hell would I go to college.
Yeah, and like nowadays, a lot of people just aren't going to college, like because I'm still in debt too.
Yeah,
but I just don't.
Well, maybe
pay.
Community college.
See, I went to community
because
college,
I will say, taking sociology changed my life. That changed my life.
Really?
Yes, I feel like I learned a lot about myself, about the world. I am not as easily fooled by our system of government and the bullshit. Like I can spot propaganda a mile away, and I'm just like, and you can just see it. You can see the way that people treat people and get to the root of it, and then it's not always just this bitch is this, and this. It's like, or actually maybe it's the institution, the systemic, bullshit that is trickling down.
Oh, I wish more
like
people thought like that. No, this is you two.
We get along really well.
Yeah, because we talk about that a lot. And I wish more people talked about that and saw certain things.
I feel like, what was I going to say? It was something about college. Doesn't matter. I went to art school for 1 semester and it was hell.
In art school, kind of. I don't know if you felt this way. Like, I went for voice, and by the time I finished, I was like, I fucking hate singing
again. Yeah.
I never want to do that again.
Well, it was interesting. They really pushed me into a place of, like, I really loved carving, like, teeth and, like, horrifying, like, figures and stuff. And by the end, they had me making abstract, like, blobs out of paper. I was like, what the fuck is...
like, what am I doing?
Yeah. I was interested in it, but I was also just like, can I just carve teeth?
Thank you.
And why do I have to explain this shit? Like, honestly, art should explain itself. And it is all about the expression, the experience, and the individual takeaway.
Thank you, God.
It's not about all this. Like when somebody has a fucking 5-paragraph thesis. First of all, I can't read. I am not. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not looking at this. I'm like, I'm going to look. And if it's got texture, I'm going to touch it when nobody's looking. Like, this is what I want for it. And it's going to make me feel a certain way. And, sometimes it is nice to have, like, certain... Like, the one art project I think about is I can't remember the name. I was terrible with... Yeah, that was another thing. So elite, like, name dropping in every conversation. I don't know who the fuck... have you heard of Waldo? I've never seen him before. But anyways... But there was this one that was based off of, it was like in the AIDS epidemic, and it was candy. And everybody could take a piece of candy, and the candy, there was a pile of it. It was the same weight of this artist's partner who had passed away from HIV, from AIDS. And the whole idea was people were taking it away to, like, as he wasted away. So, and I think so sometimes, yes, it warrants some sort of explanation.
Yeah. Right.
But for the most part, art should be able to exist on its own because, it's about...
But even in those, like, art pieces or, like, installations that are kind of meant to have an explanation, like, as long as you take your own kind of interpretation from it anyway, like, even if it wasn't what was intended, I still think it is successful.
Yeah.
I mean? I think a lot of artists sometimes I hate when artists will get like, this is the message, and if you're not receiving it this way, then I've failed. Where it's like, if someone's getting something out of it, then I think it's a successful piece of art. And why does art even have to be successful?
Thank you.
It's about evoking emotion.
Thank you.
That emotion could be discussed. That emotion could be, I could make that. But
then do it.
But sometimes that is what it is.
Yes.
It's just like Jackson Pollock. He had all these different ideas. Like, he was just kind of doing his thing. Yes. But people were like, well, sometimes that's the fucking point. It's like, I feel like I could do it. But it's like, well, then do it. Make your art.
And also, you didn't.
Thank you. Like, that's I feel
true.
like we talked about that not too long ago, how it's like, as I was kind of like getting back into like art and drawing, I was like, let go of all the insecurities of like how people were looking at it. It's like, this is only something that I have made. No one else can make it because they're not me. Mm-hmm. Not saying that it's like so good that I made. I'm just saying like
good because it's not.
No.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know what? And people were like, well, why don't I remember like when I was drawing like a lot more and posting, like, you should be a tattoo artist. You should sell your art. I'm like, do I have to monetize every hobby and everything that brings me joy?
Yeah, that's a big part.
I just like to draw. I like to draw. I like to make art. Like, it would be nice. But it's like, as you guys both know, like, being an artist, a performer, to be successful is like very difficult and a lot of effort. And like,
if you die, it helps.
Yeah, right.
It definitely does.
So it's like, I just like didn't see that life for me. Just being like, I'm dedicating my life to art. It's like,
there's something gross about capitalizing on things.
Fact.
Yeah.
It's like I one thing that gets me is there are artists out there, and I've reached out to people. I'm like, hey, I'm just kind of curious. Like. How maybe not even what is your process, or how do you make a thing, or like what was like, how did you come up with this? And there's been people that are just like, oh well, I don't tell people how I do it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but it's art. That's called gatekeeping, and I'm not interested in it. And I'm like, if you want to know how I do anything, I will show you, because when I give you the tools to do what I do, you're never going to do exactly what I do.
Yeah.
And if you do, you're going to try it and make it your own. And that's what it should be. All art is stealing and working together. And I don't know, I'm kind of appalled by the people that have certain ideas.
I never understood that either.
Yeah.
And it's also like, especially in like such a small, like drag is still, I know, like it's our world and we often forget, but drag is such a subculture, and especially what we do is we are a subculture inside of a subculture.
Yeah.
So it's like at the end of the day, it's not that serious.
No.
Like, and especially if it's something like, because I'm the same way. Like, if I see how someone made something, I'm like, oh my fucking God, I need to know how you did that. I'm also obsessed and I love it. I want to know how you did it. But people are like, it's a special kind of glue. I'm like, what is it? And I'm like, what is it? They're like, I don't want to say. I'm like,
and I'm like, what, are you going to be selling it?
Yeah.
I'm just like, and I'm like, and if I were to show somebody something, it's like, they're not going to make it to like what I do.
Right.
And if they did, they'd be like, that kind of looks like Auntie's.
Yeah. Literally, you came onto the set and showed us like 7 things and how you do.
There's another thing when people are just like, oh, well, they took this from me, or that was my idea, or whatever. And it's like, girl, it's fucking drag.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's also it's like certain things like you weren't the first person to do that probably.
Yeah,
and won't be the last.
Because nobody's ever glued shit onto an outfit before. Wow. Yeah, nobody's ever fucking done that before.
Never.
I remember when I started nose flossing. That was a big thing. That like.
Who did you copy? Quote
unquote? They copied porcelain. But they were like, I was
porcelain
like, porcelain taught me how to do
that. Yeah,
but she was like, here's this skill. But now if anyone does it, like, that's fucking Onyx.
But that's just it. Is like, a sideshow performers. You know, if you're grinding, it's like, oh my God. Well, that's somebody else. And like, it's something that sideshow performers do.
Right.
It's in sideshows so many limited stunts. It's not like,
oh my God, she's wearing a mermaid gown. Oh my God, not a mermaid
Call
gown.
Auntie.
Oh my God.
She's gonna be best.
It's my staple. My staple.
That like reception to like that kind of stuff, like it just goes to show that like we were saying that this is a subculture or whatever, but it's like as it's gotten more mainstream, I feel like the people that it's reaching like aren't prepared to engage with it in a way.
That's a good,
You know what I mean? Where they see things that they've seen before, and their mind immediately goes to like, oh, that's copying. Oh, that's just like this drag queen from RuPaul's Drag. It's just like, okay, maybe you just haven't been exposed to like enough subcultures or like enough different types of art or just creative people in general.
Or some people are delusional.
Facts.
And they think, wow, you took that from me.
There
Honey,
it is.
I don't know your name. I don't know who you are. I've never seen this before, and I can pinpoint 5 other artists that did it 10 years before you. So go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no.
It's so rare to find.
That's right, Pie. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh!
Yeah. Just say 'em!
She is the top 40 of
Get out
of Dragula mugs.
Like,
that's behind Monique and Formaldehyde.
That's right. Oh my God, there was a list on. I gotta stop going to the Dragula Reddit. But it's kind of fun.
What is it?
The Dragula Reddit.
Oh, I don't go.
There was. Don't go on there.
I wouldn't.
It is a nasty place. But there was a list of people who had the best mugs in Dragula.
Really?
The list would shock you to the core of what people thought.
Oh my God.
I love her, my dear sister, but Cynthia Doll, for I'm gonna say this gently, Cynthia, I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. You have one of the most memorable and unique mugs.
It's a brand.
It's a brand.
It is a
brand, and that's important. I learned. But best makeup artist, Cynthia, you were not.
No. I'll even say that about, because there's been a lot of people that are just like, oh, you're an incredible makeup artist, and I'm like, I can do this face. I hate doing makeup. I don't like anything about it. Makeup annoys the fuck out of me. Really? It gives me anxiety. I don't like it. I would never in a million years call myself a makeup artist, but some people will die on that hill. And
they will. And also
I might
sometimes
be the person who dies on that hill. You're an incredible makeup artist.
But I totally get what you mean though, where it's
makeup,
like with especially drag makeup, it's like I can do my face.
Right. Right.
You know how many middle-aged bitches come up to me and they're like, I would love it.
If
you did my makeup. Becky, wouldn't you think, like, wouldn't it be so, oh my God,
like,
yes,
you'd be
Karen.
horrified.
And I'm like, you want me to make you look like a clown? Because that's the only way we're doing this. And 9 times out of 10, yes. Yes, I'm going to my son's bar mitzvah. Make me a clown.
I want to look like that.
You want to look like that? I'm like,
let me get the Velcro.
Okay, we're gonna shave your head.
We're gauging your ears.
This is a 5-year process.
Okay. We're doing it right.
Oh my God,
that's so funny.
In some sense, with makeup, it is just like another person on the list. Love her down, my dear sister, Fantasia. I was like, baby, Fantasia's artistry is that fucking face. Okay. I was like, she put a lot of money into that face, and you can tell because...
And that's what it means to be a doll.
Yeah.
That's the whole fucking point. Because I think a lot of people have reads on that. It's just like, oh, well, they're not doing enough for... They just look like a woman. I'm like, yes. Okay. And they spent thousands of dollars to look like that.
Yeah.
So give them their fucking money because they need to make it back, bitch.
Yes, because fillers dissolve, honey.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, but it's like even Fantasia without makeup is like... It is very similar to her with makeup.
Yeah. I just noticed you have a dermal.
I do.
Just the one?
Yeah, just this one.
Oh, that's going to come out.
Here's the thing. I've had it for 10 years. It's not crazy.
Oh, you've had it for 10 years? Yeah. Never mind.
People always ask if it's a pimple.
I was wrong.
They go, is that a pimple?
No, people say...
See, if I were to do it, I'd do a surface to surface.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I don't know like what possessed me just like one day after work, because I used to have a lot more piercing when I was like young and cool, but like
that's long gone.
Long you were like 40,
especially the young.
You can fucking choke.
But
and we're back.
We're so back.
So now we're going to move on. We've done quite a bit of segments. We're like a centipede over here with the amount of segments.
We're taking little pieces of advice.
We are the human centipede.
Yes, your daughter.
Yes, I love her. You know, she'd be great on this.
I want to have her because we have the same track record. Bottom 2 eliminated.
Yeah.
We have the same.
I think you would bond over that.
I think we'd have a lot to,
that's what it would be.
But, Scylla, if you're listening, I saw you just followed our Instagram.
If you're Scylla, if you're listening, go to bed! Go to bed! What are you doing up? This is rated R.
I have to glue all these eyelashes together.
So here's our first.
Oh, yeah, we have listener questions. Thank you for submitting your listener questions.
Were there any crushes or romances behind the scenes, if you're allowed to say?
Yes, I'm allowed to say. I don't think I am, but no, there was no crushes. There was no romances. I will say, though, and I always bring this up whenever chance I get, I am absolutely, from the day I met her, infatuated with and in love with Asia. It is platonic, but sometimes you have a connection with somebody.
Yes.
And every time I bring this up in an interview, they just cut it off, and then Trinity the Tuck is like, "Okay, so next question." No,
actually have Trinity here.
No, Asia said the same thing about you.
Yeah, she did.
Did she really?
Yeah.
You were one of her cuties of the season.
Oh, yeah. No, I there's something special. Sometimes you have a connection with somebody, and I remember we were like backstage at some point, and I was just like, I just feel like there's something special between us. I don't know. I know when it's mutual. I feel it. And is it okay? Like, are you okay with like touch and stuff? She's like, yes. I'm like, good. And ever since then, I was just clinging on to her backstage. I would hug her all the time. And there's a couple of moments. I think there might be one where we come into the laboratory and I think we're like linking arms or touching each other, and then we disperse because like there's nothing on camera showing that we even like each other, but like from day one I was just infatuated.
Even then, you guys have like good like TV chemistry as well.
Yes,
I love it off the heels of this episode too.
And literally
you're like, you're a fucking bitch.
Yes,
I live curse me, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, but I also really, I was so happy with the Frankenhooker episode because we got a moment to be real together, and you could actually see us being genuinely loving towards each other, and I'm so glad that they kept that. I think there's a few times that happened that it just didn't make the cut, but I was really happy that they did eventually show that me and her are absolutely in love with each other.
Yeah. And we love her too. Yeah, she is a fucking...
A lot of her glitter is still on the chair that you're sitting on.
Is that what that was?
Yes.
That was.
Well, some of it.
Well, let's see what else.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Little Piece has a question.
If Little Boulet, a swan?
Yeah.
Hi, Swan. I love you, Swan.
I love you, girly.
I'd love to come back.
I love Dragula too.
I've heard of it.
What?
Dragula?
I meant Dragomorta.
Oh, okay.
Dragmorta.
Dragmorta.
I call them Swanala and Dragula.
Oh, I see. Dragmorta. We're gonna meet
fun.
one day. We're gonna have a talk, and that's all I have to say about the matter. If
I
you were a
gotta
soda,
talk.
what soda would you be?
If I was a soda, what is this pie? Did pie
No,
ask
this is
fucking
Little
question?
Piece.
Yeah, a friend of ours.
Okay.
Friend of the pod.
If I was a soda, and by the way, it's called Pop. Thank you.
Is it really?
You're from the
Yeah?
Midwest. That's right.
I am.
Yeah, they got different words.
You know, technically, it's Soda Pop.
Right.
Oh,
So-
don't try to justify it. It's soda.
They're trying to bring it all
first and then
together.
pop.
Okay, well, anyways, what pop would I be?
What pop would you be?
I think that. It's hard to say because sometimes you have a favorite, but then you have who are you actually? Because sometimes you're like, oh, my favorite, I love it, Dusty, it's
is
amazing,
so
but
real.
I'm the flat one. Like, I'm the pop you left out a few
Movie
weeks
theater
ago.
Diet Coke.
There we are. They're zero sugar.
Same color palette.
You know, actually, I think that reminds me. I think if I had to be a pop, it would be one of my favorites. It would be Vanilla Coke.
Yes,
Because you ain't never seen anything like me, and you never will. I'll come up with a good motto. But yeah, they don't even sell that shit anymore.
They
do
don't.
Vanilla Coke? Yes,
No.
they do.
Vanilla
Vanilla Coke?
They
Most certainly do.
okay. Well,
Yeah, baby.
fuck my drag, but I'm pretty sure that
We can
that
go to
I
Not
can't
in
find the shit.
Rockford.
Well, I
At
don't
the
drink
7-Eleven
pop
right by
anyways.
my...
It's not good for you.
Well, duh.
7-Eleven.
That's where we go every day.
Here we go. You're marketing in sparkly emojis, marketing the non-binary fantasy. But what is the non-binary fantasy? Tell us about it.
Okay, so marketing the non-binary fantasy. Well, what does it mean to be non-binary? First of all, it just simply means that you do not identify with the binary or the two genders of man, woman, male, female, however you want to look at it. Non-binary is just not really believing in that idea of it's one or the other. There's nothing wrong with identifying that way, obviously. But I just feel like being non-binary and how do I want to approach this? I love it.
This is a juicy question. Thank you, nature nihilist.
If
Thank
we're
you,
allowed to
nature
say your
nihilist.
name.
I know who that is.
You do?
Bleep that out.
Yes.
Oh, well, they have two questions. So.
Okay, two fucking questions. Gee, where the fuck? Okay, anyways, what I like to say is non-binary has been around for fucking ever, okay? Yeah. It wasn't until the colonization of the rest of the world by the Western ideas that non-binary was pushed into the corner because a lot of, cultural scrubbing and assimilation, things like that, they erased non-binary identities, but we've been around since the beginning of human bullshit. There's so many cultures today across the world that have way more than just two genders, and it was prevalent in indigenous cultures here in America. It's been everywhere. So I always like to say that we're really just human. That's all it fucking is, and we don't put ourselves into boxes. Now, when it comes to marketing the non-binary fantasy, I like to say that because I've always been a bearded queen. I always keep that. And I am a very hard drag queen. I know that I am non-binary. I know that I have the beard, do all the different things, but I am a queen. I don't go through all of this for you to call me Mr. or any of that fucking bullshit. I'm like, mama, I am a queen. I don't mind people calling me they, them in drag. That's my pronouns out of drag. But in drag, I do actually prefer she. It's just I feel better.
Part of the fantasy.
It is the fantasy.
Yeah.
The non-binary fantasy.
Wow.
And I think somebody once told me that they're just like, you are a bisexual's dream. And because I'm the boast of both worlds, or the boast. I am the best of both worlds. But the way I see it is, I'm like, no, I am the best of the non-binary world, bitch.
Okay.
Like,
Honey.
okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that kind of goes. I could geek out more about
Diva,
it.
you might be, no shade to our other guests,
You're like one of
might
the most
be the
eloquent and
smartest
well-spoken.
guests we've had on this podcast.
3.25678. I don't even know.
No,
Pie appears in front of us.
Oh, God. Well, this is
get out of here.
Well, roller coaster dynamics. Pie loves roller coasters.
I know. I love roller coasters too. Fuck you, Pie.
Well, they
We
like
gotta
the.
get together. Oh,
wait,
shit. What?
wait. There was a.
Isn't it
not that one. Can you do your best impersonation of Pie?
Oh yes.
Okay.
That was good.
I just feel like this is crazy. This is a game. They have made this a game. I think that's all I got. I feel like I'm better at impersonating other people on the cast, but I'm just not going to do that right now.
That was pretty solid.
That was good.
Yeah, that was Dracula.
No, just kidding.
No, that would be a different one. But I feel like having a career, so I'm not going to do that one.
I feel like. Well, there's. Oh man, I'm not gonna impersonate Pie.
It's actually in the.
I just kind of feel like sometimes.
That was good.
Well, actually,
yeah.
Well, when you really break down drag,
No,
it's really
here,
just a concept.
All you have to do is go. Bye.
No, literally.
Make sure you look at the camera though when you do it. Well, you have to look at the camera, look back, look around.
My favorite, sometimes Pie will ask me a question, but it's like an interview question. I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, so what were the emotions going through your head when you like bought that fabric? And I'm like, what?
I'm like, bitch, it looked pretty, you stupid bitch.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
There was a point in time in the season, I think it was like maybe episode 3 or something. A few people have gone home, and I just stood and because we had our workstations and stuff where we actually got ready and put everything, and I stood at my little table and I impersonated every single person on the cast.
Oh my god,
it was so much fun.
Who's your favorite one to do?
Majesty.
Oh my god, please do it.
Okay, so no shade to Majesty. Majesty has a very noticeable voice. It's very theatrical, so it's just fun to do, but it's just very like, oh, baby, I just love what you're wearing. Oh, my God, that is just so cute. On my season, I was just, and me and Victoria, we were just, oh, my God. And can you believe that? Monique told me that this is an ode to Monique. I love you, Monique. This is for my album. I just want to sell an album.
This
is my album.
They do have very much like the kind of the voice of like someone that's like
say exactly what I would
like
say.
This is just fabulous.
I was absolutely. They have the voice of like
it's very like new age Tim Gunn.
Yes.
But I mean that in the best way. That is the best way because honestly, there is nothing I love more than a faggoty voice.
Love it.
And it's just like anytime I meet somebody that I'm immediately I'm just like I love your voice. Please never change. If you have any doubts about who you are and what you do,
you're that sport.
Erase them now because it's fucking amazing. And Majesty has one of those voices that I'm like, I absolutely live for it. Anyway, what were you saying? I'm sorry. We cut you off.
No, that's fine.
As per usual.
Yes. No, trust me. I'm usually the one that cuts people off.
So anyways, what did you think about...
Let me just...
I just love like a gay ass like old man at a bar.
Love.
Not like in a sexual way.
Not that Majesty's
like... shit, okay.
Not like that. I'm not like into like...
I think you're disgusting.
No, but just like, I love like this is fabulous.
Oh, honey.
Oh.
Honey. Let me get an old-fashioned rock star.
I
they
love
might cop a feel, but I'm like, you've been around long enough. I'll let you get a squeeze.
This is for the. This is where you beat at Stonewall.
Don't take my advice for this. Don't let people touch you. Don't have your boundaries. But one time I was in Bike Stop.
Oh, it's like the Eagle. You ever been to the Eagle?
Oh, that's a big bird.
So I was there.
There were so many big birds.
E-A-G-L-E-S. Anyway.
Okay.
What was I saying? Right, I was
Who
sitting at the bar.
touched your ass at the bike stop?
There was this old bastardly man across the bar that was watching me like a fucking hawk, and sometimes you can tell when they
like an eagle,
like an eagle, if you will. And I just knew
you
that
were a
salmon.
salmon.
I was a salmon, and they were an eagle. Rupee car, but So basically, this gentleman walks by me, and just got a nice, just little grippy grab while I walk by, and at first I was like, First of all, this man, he must have been Houdini or something because he disappeared promptly after
Lipa.
that. Dua Lipa, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He turned into dust.
And then I was really thinking, I was like, you know what, sir? You lived a long life. You probably haven't touched like a fine ass in a minute. I could get mad. You probably shouldn't do that, and don't take this as, permission to go ahead and do that. But whatever, sir. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
That's a take on it.
Yeah.
That's not a take I would have taken.
I know.
To the
It's a
take.
crazy take. I'm like, get your fucking hands.
Well,
So
when it happened,
first of all, I have been squeezed by so many people, and immediately and like slapped, and immediately I grab their wrist and I pull them up, I pick them up, and I say, "Don't you ever fucking touch me again! How fucking dare you?
That's what it should have been.
Fucking audacity! Get the fuck out of my bar!" And I toss them.
I just imagine you
wish
picking
you
them
were
up
there.
like feet off the
Literally,
ground.
I've
their
done
feet,
that
their
before.
hand, feet dangling.
You know that I did a show in what's that fucking I did a show in Long Beach at this really cute like punk rock bar, and I was going around and there was people in booths, right? Mm-hmm. Punk rock booths.
Ooh.
And there was this kid, and he just went, oh, like he just did this because I was doing a horror. It wasn't a camp number. I was being scary, and so they're like, oh yeah, and I picked him up by both wrists, and I just picked him up. I picked him up, and he was living. I love exerting power.
I would never. It's like Darth Vader does like the force choke of someone.
And when I'm in heels and pads and just when I have this face on, I am very strong.
It's like a mother lifting a car off a baby.
I'm just like,
show us the heel. Show
a
us the heel.
chance to show my power. Adrenaline on.
Drag just doesn't give you the audacity to like say stuff.
It gives
that,
a lot of people the audacity.
Like I walk into a convenience store, like that is my convenience store.
Absolutely.
Baby,
They're just yeah, clean up on. Give me that. Yes, hello everybody. We have a clean up on aisle 5.
I need a Marlboro Red 100.
That's how I walk to 7-Eleven, like in this outfit, but like sweatpants.
But they all know your name there. You're there every 2 minutes. Let's ask another question.
Yeah, I feel like we interrupted a very serious moment.
What?
But you don't remember? That's okay then.
That's okay. No, trust me.
No. Question. Next question.
Let's see.
And just to clarify, I don't support gripping and grabbing people. I always say
Only
things that
fisting.
are crazy. Only fisting. Yeah.
Oh,
don't
we
go
already
grabbing
asked.
people.
Who do you think the best costume and makeup artists are in Dragula? We kind of already asked.
Pie. Hands down. Top 40.
What's your least favorite part of drag?
My least favorite part of drag.
Besides Onyx Franco.
How
Honey.
fucking dare you? Okay,
I'm
how
right here.
Fucking dare you?
With
I went
ease.
through enough.
With ease
I've
and
been
joy.
through enough.
And you come here every
Okay.
week.
She is.
I do. I got my whole body lasered.
Yeah.
You having a laser in your butthole? Have you ever had a laser in your butthole? No.
I fucked
So
a
you
cyborg
fucking
once.
come for me before what?
Oh yeah, fucked a cyborg once. I'm just kidding. It was just a guy. He had what's it called?
Is he an amputee?
Now it's just going out. My
like a
brain.
pacemaker.
I was trying to think of the name. I had to think of the old guy going diabetes, and now I remember. It just had like the little thing on the arm.
patch.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's nothing wrong with that. But it is. But you are augmenting your reality
with technology.
with technology.
You were fucking
And you know
Elon
what?
Musk.
We all have microplastics in our semen.
I got macro plastics, honey. It's like shooting Lego bricks.
What was the question?
What's your least favorite part of drag?
Cyborgs. Okay. My least favorite part of drag. I think these are both equally annoying to me. One, makeup. I hate doing makeup. I just want to be Auntie. I just want to live the fantasy. I fucking hate sitting down doing makeup for so long, and I always get anxiety. The other thing is drunks. I just can't stand drunk people, and I've learned, and obviously, I had my share fest with Gray talking about alcoholism, and that we're both sober and stuff. But it took a long time for me to get over the PTSD of alcohol.
And like being in a club.
Yes, like people would get close to me if I smelled, especially red wine. If I smelled red wine on your breath, it would just send me. I don't get like that anymore, but to this day, I still will have moments where I'm like having a conversation. I'm like, why are you arguing with me? Like, why do? Oh,
right.
You're drunk.
Yeah.
Okay, you're drunk. The nice thing about drunks though is I am so mean. I am so fucking. I am so mean. People are like, why are you so mean? I'm like, they're not gonna remember. I don't give a fuck.
That's so fucking tea, though.
And I'm like, why the fuck should I be nice to you, you stupid fucking cunt? You are all over the place. Is that vomit? Like, why?
Yeah.
And why am I drag gigs where people get so drunk?
I know. I mean, it's great as an MC. It's so much like my whole shtick is making fun of people. Insult comedy. I'm all about that. So having a good, drunk Becky or Karen in the audience is a must. It's a must-have. So please keep coming out.
Keep coming. Keep getting
those
shit-faced.
bachelorette parties. Keep them coming, honey. I can't tell you how many times these bitches. So the nice things about drunks, like when they'll come up. I've had people come up to me and they're just like, "Oh my god, do you know RuPaul?" And I said, "I am RuPaul." And the reaction is always, "Oh my, can I get a picture?" And it's their calculator. And they're just like, I also, and so this is a little branch off of it, but it's more drunk people. Actually, this girl might not have been drunk. I don't know. But anyways, I think my makeup obscures me, right?
Yeah.
And I am fully the whitest of the white. I am full-blown Scandinavian, all of that shit. But sometimes my makeup misleads for some reason. And I know if there was a good chunk of time in Chicago that people would be like, I think it's so wonderful that she is representing her Middle Eastern culture. And I'm like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? And I had a girl come up to me once after a brunch and she said, "Thank you so much for representing the Latinx community the way that you do." And I'm like, honey.
You just described my life.
All day long, I will go up and down the roads saying that I am RuPaul. I have no problem with that. But I will not sit here and be like, I am not representing the Latinx community. But
I'm going to write this on your hand.
I did Gloria Estefan one time, okay? Actually, I do her pretty regularly. I love her.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Conga, that's my fucking
name.
Go away, mama.
Oh.
Mama.
And speaking of Latinx folks.
Alleged Latinx folks.
This one.
As someone who gets asked if I'm Puerto Rican or
This is an Italian
Mexican,
person.
It's just the eyebrows.
And this one, the summertime, is you get
that's
so
like
dark.
if you saw my mom, like you would be like, that's not a white person.
And well, she's like from. I'm literally talking about your family. Like
I know, literally.
Right
you have the.
You know what? We have her right here.
Yeah,
Come on,
literally
down.
with my friend.
She's because she's from Italy, so she has such a thick accent too.
Did you say my mom is from the Middle East?
No, I say my mom's from Italy.
Oh,
I thought she said
well, you're
Belize.
from Belize.
Oh, Belize.
I thought she said Belize.
No.
Oh, she's from Belize.
My mom's from Belize. No, my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom is from Italy. She's just that.
I studied abroad in Italy.
Did you really?
I did.
Where?
She was great.
Oh, you better win.
No, I did actually study abroad in Italy.
Wasn't it like the greatest country that's ever been?
Yeah.
We're in Italy.
I lived in a little town called Orvieto. It was up
is.
on a little mountain. It was like, it's halfway between Rome and Florence. It was cute.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like a summer thing.
I love that.
Do you know where that is?
I don't know where that is, but I've probably been around there. That's
It was
where
kind of
I went
hard at
last
the
year.
time. I was not eating gluten, so that was stupid.
Oh
I
my
see.
god.
Yeah, I was dealing with a lot of
Dirt and
stomach
rocks.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I learned to say senza glutina, and I made friends with the cheese lady.
Love
in
the
grocery
cheese lady.
store.
Love the cheese
She was
lady.
wonderful. But I also didn't drink, so it was limiting.
It's tough.
Everybody stayed out till 6 a.m. going to the discotheque or whatever they call it. And I would just get up at like 6 a.m. and go for a run and wave to all the little nonas, and it was great. It was great. Cobblestone everywhere.
Yeah, they do love cobblestone.
Yeah, they cobbled that fucking stone bitch.
Down. Okay.
Let's do
No,
one.
I can't get it ready.
Let's get
do
another
one more
question. We've
question.
exhausted this.
We
No,
really.
it's
This is
okay.
it. This thing about this
No,
podcast.
this is the essence
That's Italy
of
in
this
that
podcast.
background.
That's Italy in the background.
That was Italy?
Yeah.
That was Italy.
Wow,
That was a photo
looked like
I
an
took.
iPad.
It is.
It's so sorry.
Oh my god.
This is fun. Are you having fun?
I'm having so much fun.
Every moment of my life, I'm having
Actually,
an amazing time.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I'm not having fun.
How sweaty are you?
The pits.
The pits.
They're pitting.
And I know under that breastplate is an ecosystem.
It is. Thank you. That is so. Oh, he's looking at us.
Here's a good one.
Oh, we have a good one.
What would you do if he said yes, would go?
What would I do if he said yes, would go? I would say go would yes he.
Whoo! Clock that fucking
That's
tea.
right. And he
Clock
would be
that.
like, eeny, money, mo, bitch.
Eeny, meeny.
That was a really good one. I'm
There's
proud of
no
you.
more. I don't think.
Where'd
I
the
think
other
that's
ones
it.
go? Oh, what do
They're
you
all
think
over
are the
here.
best makeup artists? Who
We already had that.
Who would you choose?
Why
Oh.
do you choose to do bearded drag, especially? Does it mean to you? Okay, hold on. This is, again, a nature.
Why bearded
nihilist.
drag, especially to me? When I first was put into drag makeup, it was by my sister, Mila O'Day in Rockford. She used to be big on the internet, and then she said, fuck drag. But, so I'm sure you can still find her in places. She's amazing. She just kind of did my makeup, and I've always had, like, facial hair, and I was like, listen, this is just testing. I'm not shaving this shit. Just put it on. It's fine, whatever. So we did the... Oh, God. That fucking fuzz. It's floating around. Zoom in on it, okay? In the post-production.
Yes.
But anyways, so we just left it, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like this. So it's like, let's color it pink. So we made it pink, and I just decided then and there, first time ever in drag makeup, I was like, I'm never shaving. I mean, I did for like fun little things here and there, but I pretty much said from then on, I'm like, I am in love with this. And I think back then, the way I saw drag was it's a caricature of gender expression. I think in general, it's just a caricature of expression, period.
Yeah.
Because everybody can do drag now. But
honey,
I just feel like, at that time it was gender, you take whatever aspects of gender that you love. And I've always been into like kind of the chiseled, like, facial hair. And I don't have that. I have like Arkansas country bumpkin, fucking strawberry
fuzz,
blonde.
as they say.
Well, it's a little harder than peach fuzz, They were fluffed a little. So, I'd say it's a slightly flaccid, but it's a golden. But it's there, a very hillbilly. But I've always wanted like the dark chiseled. I've always looked up to like, which of course I am not, but many of the drunk girls think I am. A lot of the Middle Eastern and the Latinx, just like the facial hair is so beautiful.
That's so pristinely.
Yes,
like,
I've always
manicured.
loved that. Very. I just lost the name, but very.
Jafar.
I've been called that so many times. Or Prince.
Oh,
Prince.
yeah.
So I just like that, and I'm like, well, if it's drag, I get to be whatever I want, So that's kind of the reason why I did it. And I've never felt better. Like I just, it is completely the fantasy that I want to look like. Like when I have that beard, I'm just like, this is who I want to be. Auntie is everything I want to be. And it's just like, this is my goddess. This is my dream. And I mean, Hamburger Marys would not book me for years.
Really?
They considered me a male entertainer, which was very frustrating.
Okay.
So it's just like, at least the ones in Chicago. So it's like I couldn't get bookings in a lot of places because of it. But I'm like, you know what? I've always been like this. I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. And people will inevitably will not be able to deny the talent. Yeah. So I'm going to fucking do it.
I feel like you were saying, like, you still read very much
very
as drag
feminine,
queen.
like
yeah,
exactly,
like,
and that's why I think like I do like the Boulets when they gave like the read to Grey being like you need to drag it up. Like dragging up isn't like it's just making it more havavoom. Like just put a little pepper on it.
Yeah,
like,
put a little pepper on it.
That's something a white person would say. Put a little pepper on it.
We were saying the other day, are we always go over our favorite white people sayings? Oh, brother.
Oh, brother's a big one for me. What was the one I said?
For crying out loud.
What is it? Fucking hell. What was the other night? Me and Andrew were dying. Don't come to me. Get a load of this guy.
Yeah.
Newsflash, buddy. Newsflash, buddy's a good
or
one.
when they're scooching past somebody. Wait, what do they say?
What is this 80s like
middle
aged
like when when a white person scoots with I'm just gonna squeeze by.
Okay, well, I do say that.
Yeah,
I do say that.
I say that too. Yeah, I'm just gonna squeeze.
Oh, let me get
Unless I'm in drag, then I say, "Get out of my way! Look out!
I'm gonna take your
Wide
life if you
load
don't
coming
move.
through.
I have a gun.
Beep, beep. Get the fuck out of my way, Becky.
So, Auntie Heroine.
Don't touch me.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh.
No, you were really. You were so fun.
Yes.
This is so good.
Yeah.
Before we go, we have one more segment.
Oh my God. Okay.
We do. What songs have you been listening to on repeat recently? What songs
That's
are
the
you
title
not?
of the
Yeah.
whole thing.
What is? Will you do it? You do it. Okay.
What
I'm
three
just
songs
a
have-
stupid idiot.
Yes. Just like what 3 songs have you been listening to that are
What
like
3 songs? Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is a big. I don't know if you've heard of this artist, but it's the Happy Birthday song. You know, Happy
By the
birthday to you. Look at this bitch. She held on to every. She was like, "Oh my God."
was ready.
The Birthday Massacre.
Oh
I was
my
like
God.
1975.
No, you were really.
The remix.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love doing that. I know.
That's
I'm
actually
sorry.
so funny.
So the ABCs as well.
Shut the fuck up. Okay,
fucking
the
love
joke
it.
is over. Okay, actually no, the joke is clearly still here living in the room with us.
Oh!
That fucking hat. Okay,
This
anyways.
whole thing.
Okay, songs that I listen to. Oh, on repeat.
Yes, baby.
Ooh, okay. Oh, fuck. Okay, so I might be witty and fast on a mic, but when it comes to recollection and memory, garbage. I don't even remember.
God doesn't give with both hands, does he?
No. He wipes with one and throws with the other.
Franco, what songs have you been listening to?
Wait, where's my phone? Is my phone in here? I'm sure I can look. Oh, fuck it.
Well, I'll tell you what songs I've been listening to, because it's been the same thing since the last week, and it's just the Wicked soundtrack.
The Wicked soundtrack.
Unlimited.
We know it.
And scene.
Yeah.
Yes, check please.
I'm not like a huge theater kid, but like you put Wicked on and suddenly I'm like, oh, let's do Lines of Salt at Denny's.
Lines of Salt?
After the musical in like middle school, y'all go to Denny's and you're like, well, let's get fucked up. And you pretend to do Lines of Sugar.
You know, when I was because I grew up in the Midwest, so we had wood shop. Kids would do Lines of Sawdust.
Did they live?
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today to G-List Celebrities.
Okay, no, I got to come up with these songs. Okay, just edit this in.
That's okay.
Okay, so my 3. I still don't know what they are. Fuck.
So a song
be
is
one. It
a
could
combination of melody and rhythm, where
Really?
yes, oftentimes produced.
So they have to have melody and rhythm.
They don't have to,
Oh, okay. I was gonna
but
say
most of the time.
Okay, that makes a whole lot more sense. So, okay, if I'm fuck me.
The pressure is on.
What do you listen to?
Haunted house soundtracks.
White Noise.
I actually do. I listen to brown noise.
I love brown noise.
It's a lot more bassy.
Yeah.
Like white noise is more shh.
Yeah.
Brown noise is like.
Do you do it to go to sleep?
I do.
Me
yeah.
too.
Mine is the AC noise.
Oh yeah,
So
what's
white
the
noise.
similar?
Okay, yeah. So
Or
wow.
there's one that I like. I like the one
sorry.
where it's like you're on a plane.
Remember one time?
Yeah, just a baby crying in the distance.
Would you like pretzels or a fruit bar?
Hot tea, coffee.
I remember Organic one time that we had the white noise machine on. Just went. Sometimes I hear voices in that thing, and we were like,
It's me. It's like
we were just like, oh god.
It's just somebody talking in the other room, but she can't differentiate. It's all the latex. She can't differentiate.
She was like, you ever hear people's voices in the noise? And I was like, no.
Well, okay, I'm gonna get this song question. I'm gonna get it. Damn it. Fucking, okay. Songs that I listen to right now, if I'm listening to them, they're on my Spotify. I turn them on and they go into my ear. It would have to be, can I hold your hand?
Yes, please.
Okay, don't touch me. So
they're a little wet.
It's songs.
Smells
so this is a lot of pressure on me. I'm so bad.
Do you want me to give you some examples of a song?
What is a song?
Well,
A 1, 2, 3, 4. I love you.
Giving that old.
Bring on that
pecan.
Actually, I'm gonna make up a song.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are. Zow, zow, zow. We're here on the podcast, and let me tell you, sweetheart, we're gonna be on Dicks, Onyx on Dicks, Onyx on Dicks, and the other one. Cha-cha!
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
And this has been
G-list celebrities. Thank you so much, Auntie Heroine. We love you.
Thank you.
We're rooting for, since we've had you in Asia, we want either one of you to win.
Right.
That means so much to me.
Yeah. You or Asia.
Okay.
I don't care which.
What would our name be? Anti-consent?
Ooh. And on that note, bye guys.
Asia Heroine.
Hey.